Compunche Perú, Gobierno del Perú.
Muy buenos días a todas las personas que
Good
se
morning,
encuentran.
everybody.
Mi nombre es Diana Senjos.
My name is Diana Senjor. I am part of the Communications Office of the Authority for the Reconstruction with Changes. We welcome you to the edition number 18th of Roadshow, where we're going to present projects for the river defense of the Rímac River in Huarochirí, Lima, and the constitutional province of Callao. I want to highlight that these projects are part of the interventions of integrated solutions in the framework of G2G between the United Kingdom and Peru. We will open the event with the welcoming words of Mr. Rafael Anaya Caldas, in charge of the Authority for the Reconstruction with Changes. Then Kate Flint, the director of UKDT program, will present about the impact on the agreement G2G. Then, now we have Gerardo Agüero, consultant of the UKDT, will talk about, and then Ernesto Fuerte will give us the most important aspects of the projects that we're going to present. Besides that, you can make your questions and comments along this event, so we will answer your questions at the end. This is from the Facebook and YouTube channels in the Authority, the ARCC. Now we will begin with a roadshow with the welcoming words of Mr. Rafael Anaya Caldas. Good morning, everybody. As Executive Director of ARCC, we welcome you to this edition number 18th of the Roadshows, where we present this time important information on our portfolio for the river defenses of the Rímac River. We are aware of the great importance that these roadshows have as a tool to promote the hiring of works that our fellow competitors are waiting for. These interventions have as objectives to reduce the risks that the rain may bring and other atmospheric effects. Because of previous presentations, we have signed so far 47 contracts, and the total investment is 37 million sol. That has given us a result 190 interventions under execution in this moment. This is about a set of works that will have a positive impact in thousands of citizens in 9 regions of the country. In this roadshow, we will present the process of hiring for the design of the river defenses of the Rímac River, which has the Huarochirí and the Lima provinces, and also in the constitutional province of El Callao. All the information pertaining to this hiring process will be in our platforms for communication, handy to the citizenships and the companies interested in participating in these processes. All of you are invited to record your interest. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, Executive Director of ARCC, Rafael Anaya. Now we go on to the presentations, where we will explain the business opportunities in the framework of G2G between Peru and the United Kingdom. Next, Kate Flint will present on the impact of the G2G with the United Kingdom. You have the floor.
Thank you for participating in this important event. I have great pleasure to say a few words regarding the support of the United Kingdom to the ARCC. My name is Kate Flint, and I'm the Program Director of the UKDT. My background and experience is delivery of major infrastructure programs. I've worked on high-speed rail projects, nuclear power plants, and the Olympic Games. And then in November 2017, I had the pleasure of coming to Peru to support on the design and construction of the infrastructure for the Lima 2019 Pan American Games. I'm very pleased to be here to build on that legacy and to support the ARCC in the procurement of the best contractors and consultants that will be required to deliver the sustainable protection and defences that will save lives and build on regional economies, all executed in a transparent way. Next slide. The UKDT is pleased to support Peru and the ARCC through the implementation of the most ambitious national construction program ever conducted in Peru. We're here to support Peru's vision to implement sustainable and resilient infrastructure in the regions affected by El Niño in 2017 and beyond. The objective is to improve life opportunities as well as increase capacity for Peru to satisfy its future infrastructure needs and reach the greatest internal potential. To achieve this, great collaboration is required, working with communities, local authorities, consultants, suppliers and contractors. We're helping to develop integrated river basin management plans that include multi-sector and multi-purpose infrastructure, sustainable and resilient solutions, adaptability to climate change and extreme events, and environmental and socio-economic benefits. Next slide. The work is being executed under a government-to-government agreement between Peru and the United Kingdom. The UKDT is providing strategic and technical advice to support the ARCC in the delivery of the works. Next slide. The UK team provides support to the ARCC in different ways, as well as the establishment of the PMO, or Program Management Office, and a procurement process based on international best practice. The UKDT provides support and advice to the ARCC and their contractor partners, supporting effective decision-making and making sure that the processes required by the PMO and the new forms of contract are well understood. The transfer of knowledge is at the core of everything that we do. Our number one objective is to build the capacity of Peru to deliver the important infrastructure that is needed in this country. Next slide. This collaboration is based on an integrated core team in collaboration with strategic partners that bring capability and depth of knowledge to the program. It's focused on delivering measurable, sustainable and resilient outcomes to leave a positive legacy for the communities affected and Peru as a whole. Next slide. The opportunity that we are talking to you about today is much broader than purely design and construction projects. It is significant in terms of its scale, breadth of responsibilities, and the number of people who will benefit from and be impacted by the project. Because of this, it will be essential that high international standards are met in areas such as environmental management, procurement, design management, the management of health and safety, as well as working with local communities. Last slide. What does this mean for you? With the support of the UKDT, the ARCC is achieving transparency, efficiency and consistency, decisions on time and the control of change, improving professional practice and standards with a focus on social results. It is supporting economic reactivation and a shift towards building and growing a legacy together. Thank you for your time. I hope that you enjoy the other presentations. And at the end of the roadshow, I will be available to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, señora Flint.
Thank you, Mrs. Flint. Our next presenter is UKDT consultant, Gerardo Agüero, who's going to present about the processes for hiring. You have the floor. Good morning, everybody. My name is Gerardo Agüero, and I work in the procurement of UKDT. I'm going to present some details on the procurement process that we are executing for this next roadshow in procurement, including what we expect from you if you have interest in our process. For the people who didn't attend any previous roadshow or procurement before, we understand this process can be unknown for you, so we'll try to explain each detail with the most detail possible in terms of what we expect from you and how to participate in them. We are going to go into details on the procurement process that we are trying to bring about and our proposal for hiring. This is really important because it has limited time for receiving the documents and answering them. So this is an opportunity for having an early understanding of our requirements. For those of you who were in our previous roadshows, part of this material, they can be familiar to you. However, make sure that you pay attention to understand exactly what we are looking for and how we are going to hire. Also, we will cover the procurement process in this roadshow, which establishes what we need from you and when we will need it. Next, please. To begin with, I think it's very important to establish the general principles in our process and the way we interact with the market and the supply chain. This is transparency, openness, and equity. And we have to have this bids and reach all the companies that are interested in participating to have the same possibilities for success. The objective is to maximize competence, so the final result give us the most advantageous offer for the works. It is also important to consider that the most advantageous offer is not necessarily the cheapest one, because there's this different score, because the lowest price does not always give the best value. Only the companies who can demonstrate their previous experience and the capacity to perform the works will have a good score in this process. You will see that transparency, openness, and equity is present in all of our processes, and it is in the core of what we want to achieve. Meeting these issues should give you the confidence that your offers will be treated with fairness. And if you can show that you are the most suitable for performing the works, then you will qualify as a consequence. Next, please. Now, in our hiring strategy, we consider different ways of contracting our decision-making process. And as many of you probably know, we decided the best way of hiring to be used will be the new NEC contract. A key aspect of this NEC contract is that it gives a focus, flexibility, and it's a collaborative in nature. These characteristics are aligned perfectly to the principles that I presented before in terms of transparency and openness and equity. To participate with our partners chosen. The set of NEC contracts have different options and you can use from traditional repairs at fixed price and also reimbursement. The NEC that we are using for this procurement is option A of professional services. Option A is a fixed price. It has a schedule that needs to be quoted in the bid moment. The activity schedule is based on information that we will give you with invitation to bid. We will include more information about this in the documentation of the invitation to bid. I will explain a little bit more about these packages in the following slide. Next, please. The technical details and the scope of these packages are being explained in the following slide. However, it's important to understand our strategy of packaging and hiring. You will see here that we have this only for the river defenses. As I mentioned in the previous slides, the contracts of only design will be done in option 8 in the NEC professional services hiring. We have a document which is compulsory for this package. After that, we will issue a document of pre-qualification, and finally, we will issue an invitation to bid. Next, please. The hiring process that we want to execute will have 3 phases. The commitment, which is compulsory, or MU, a pre-qualification, which includes a questionnaire of pre-qualification or PQQ, and an invitation to bid, or ITT. I'll explain in more detail what each of these phases need later. However, this graph illustrates how we go from a long list of participants interested to one short list that wins and is the winner and gets the contract. So in the first place, after today's presentation, besides the companies that are already registered in previous roadshows, if you want to be considered for this opportunity, first you have to send your data to the ARCC website. And also I'm asking to send some information to confirm that your company has the capacity to exercise all these works. That avoids to including our process to companies that are not optimal to participate. After receiving the long list of companies, your data will be recorded in our award, and you will get an email notification when the MU is ready to be downloaded. This MU is to guarantee that only the companies who receive a PQQ have this billing capacity, and they can sign a contract of commitment and include also the anti-bribe, conflict of interest, and confidentiality are included here. Then we will have representations of MU to guarantee that they are completed and that they meet all the requirements. The number of companies eligible to go to the PQQ are still limited. Then we will grant a pre-qualification questionnaire to PQQ to all the companies who have overcome the phase MU. The intention of PQQ is to reduce the long list, unlimited, in the moment of MU to a short list of companies which will be invited to bid. After the revision of their PQQ and our internal process of assessment, we will indicate if your presentation has the score necessary to be in the finalist list. A short list is made by the number of the people with the biggest scores presented in the PQQ. So, however, for example, if you want to have a short list of 7, we will invite this 7 with the highest score. All of them will get a notification, even if I get to the short list or not. The third phase is the invitation phase to bid, or ITT. Those companies who pass the pre-selection are invited to present an offer, which is a presentation of different documents, a technical answer, and a commercial answer. We will grant the contract to the bidder with the highest score. So we can go from a long list and an unlimited list to a short list, and finally to one winner. Next, please. So, going into more detail in each phase, as I mentioned, after expressing interest in our website and subject to their suitability, we have this an award, and you will get an email sent to your email given in our website with the initial data. First, we will ask you to confirm the details of start session and change your passcode. Once you are registered and the MU is available, you will get another notification to your email that the MU is ready to be downloaded. If you are already registered, you can also have this already reviewed. Otherwise, you will get a notification of MU is active. Also, take into consideration that MU is live from today on, May 4th. MU is the most simple and easier to participate in. All you have to do in this package is to select the packages you are interested in bidding for, confirm that your billing meets the threshold needed, you sign and you return the documents. You don't need any other documentation in this phase. However, take into consideration that in the phase PQQ, we will ask to send your financial accounts to demonstrate what you declared in MU is okay. If they don't match, this will represent a qualification of not success, and you will be disqualified from the process. Another important consideration about we received too many questions is the consortiums, and in which phase it should be notified. In the moment of presentation of MU, you don't need to establish a consortium. This information is necessary with the PPQ information. The only rule here is that only the companies who send an answer MU are eligible in the PQQ to be included in a consortium. That's why it's vital that all the companies have or not the participation of becoming a consortium and want to be included in the PQQ answered and MU answer. However, if you want to send the MU as a consortium, you can do that. However, if we need an answer from MU in the name of all the consortium signed by all the members, then this consortium cannot be changed when they send the PQQ. So that's why, if you're not sure of what company are going to be parts of a consortium in this phase, it is better to send an MU individually to preserve your options on how you want to build your consortium. Next, please. So, going to the PQQ scenario, all the presentations that have passed the MU phase will receive a PQQ. The questions in PQQ are designed essentially to prove your ability and capacity to carry on the works that you want to be invited to bid on. Generally, we look backwards. That means that we look in your background, to see how you have performed a similar work in the past and how your present governance, politics, and processes are. As I mentioned before, the questions also require for you to confirm your billing threshold. This question is designed to guarantee that only the companies that are size and capacity enough are admitted to the following phase. However, if you are a smaller company which does not meet this minimum requirements, you are not necessarily excluded. You have a choice of building a consortium with other companies where we will consider the combined billing of all the companies parts of this consortium. I would like to point out some key documents that you will have to present in the PQQ phase. Because of the short terms I have mentioned already, maybe you start to think about compiling them if you intend to register your interest. You have to present your audited accounts in the last 3 years. This is necessary to corroborate your declaration on the level of billing of your company in the last 3 exercises. Also, we can request to present policies and procedures, also the environmental policy and quality management policy and your certification and safety and health policy. As I mentioned before, you can select as many packages as you want, but this will be subject that you meet some billing thresholds. These rules will be established in the MU documentation when they are delivered. Next, please. This slide explains the phase of invitation to bid ITT in English. If you are selected and you are part of a shortlist in the PQQ, we will notify you through the award platform, and then you will receive the invitation to bid also through the same platform award. In the PQQ phase, the questions look back. In the ITT, the questions look forward, and they are designed to prove how you would address the delivery of a project in question. Also, the difference in the styles and questions in PQQ and in the ITT phases is that the ITT phase, there's also a commercial presentation that represents your commercial proposal for us. Under the option A of a NEC contract, we will request to complete the chronogram of prices and we issue with ITT and also the chronogram of activities that I mentioned before. The key questions go around your program of proposed works, your execution programs in the project, and how you will manage the process. Generally, and according to our requirements of granting the contract to the bidder, to the most advantageous proposal, we will go to a technical section. Normally, a technical commercial sections of 70-30 guarantees that now the cheapest price gets the award, but the contract is given to the bidder with the best value. Then the technical and commercial are added to get to a 100% score. The bidder with the highest score is eligible to be granted the contract, subject to you only win one, as we established before. Next, please. So, this is the process of hiring that we are working on. The register is already open, so if you haven't registered yet, I encourage you to do this after this roadshow. However, if you are already registered for this type of work, don't register again because we have your data already. MU is also live from today on May 4th. It is closed before the limit date for all your mandatory commitments. And this, we have the publication of a PQQ and then the ITT. You have about 2 weeks to complete them and return your MU. 4 weeks to complete and return your send of PQQ, and 8 weeks and return your ITT. Okay, now we have a lot of information about that. We have an open and collaborative process. MU is currently live, and we have a message in our procurement portal award. And you will be involving each phase, and you can make any question that we are executing. Or you can ask about the content on any written documents that we have issued in the phases MU, PQQ, or ITT. We will also have some informative sessions for the people who request that, where we have more detailed of your requirements of presentation of PQQ and ITT. And other tips. In the ITT phase, we also carry out interactive sessions, a one-on-one confidential with each one of the bidders pre-selected, during which, if you are pre-selected for this phase, you can talk to us again one-on-one in any aspect of the process that we are executing. Also, you can also propose some questions of scope and contractual questions if you have them. Next, please. Finally, thank you for your patience. I hope this message is being clear, that in each phase of our process, we have intention of executing an open process and transparent one. We want to collaborate with you constantly to guarantee that you get the information the most updated in every moment. This is carried out through the messages, through award information sessions for the bidder when it's possible. And also we give you the chance to get detailed comments on your presentations if you are not successful. This will give you valuable information in areas you can improve to increase your possibilities in this and future bids. If you are interested, register your interest in the website of ARCC, and then we will give you the MU documentation where you can make any questions you may have in the award portal. Obviously, we will review all the questions as they come along, and we will try to answer as soon as possible. Also, I want to encourage companies, if you think you don't have enough expertise, build a consortium with other companies for these projects. Once the MU are launched, we will open a portal of pairing in the website of the ARCC to encourage companies to unite them, where they can complement their abilities of others, aiming at unite forces and build a consortium. These details will be included in the MU information. If you have any problems with award, we will have this in English and in Spanish, so read in the first place. If you still have a problem, ask for some explaining through award. And if you have problems starting award, you can go to the start session. I hope this has been useful and help you to send us a good quality proposal. Thank you for your attention. And remember, we are here to cooperate with you in every phase. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Agüero. Next, we have Néstor Fuertes, the Director of Integrated Solutions Directions, will present the projects to be bid. Good morning. My name is Néstor Fuertes. I am the Director of the Integrated Solutions of the ARCC. And now we are going to present the roadshow for the river defenses of the Rímac River. Next. We bring you the content of his presentation. It has the interventions portfolios for these roadshows, the components of integrated solutions, what it is, the complementary approaches that we are considering in these projects. And finally, we will show the river defenses for the Rímac River. It is about two projects located in the Rímac Basin. The code is 2558786 and the 2559071, which are codes of the investment of Invierte Perú. The integrated solution consists for the ARCC interventions, both in the high watershed as with the reforestation conservation in the midsection of the basin with lamination, dams, and other actions for retention and regulation of waters, and river defenses in the mid and lower part of this basin of this river. The integrated solution then involves three components, and what we're going to work out now in this project is a component A, which is river defenses, dikes, dynamic barriers, and other actions located in the Rímac River and in the galleys. We are going to consider some complementary approaches for this Rímac River, for example, the integration to the urban places. Remember that the Rímac River belongs to the capital city of Peru, which is Lima City, and also integration to natural landscape and the archaeological landscape, and also the conservation of a hydraulic design to link also to the architecture of a city to accomplish sustainability, economic, social, environmental. The conventional design should be translated into a sustainable one, considering the social, architectonical, environmental, and landscape aspects. Other complementary approaches are that we should adapt to different scenarios of the hydrology that are present in this river and the connection to the ecological system of a city, in this case, the city of Lima and other provinces. Next. The objective of the project, in this case of the two projects, is to reduce the risk facing floodings and rain erosions of productive units of goods and services and of a population to locate in both sides of a river in the first project. And on the second project, to reduce the risk facing the risk of a mass movement of productive units of goods and services in the galleys of the Rímac River. So we have two projects, one in the Rímac River and the other in the galleys, which feed the Rímac River. Next. The study area is located in the department of Lima, in the province of Lima, and it is the Rímac River basin, one of the most important basins in Peru, because it is a watershed that includes Lima, capital city, and certain mid-sized cities in the area. We have 15 districts, mainly densely populated. So in the Rímac River, we have these two projects, which are divided in sectors and main sections that come from the higher part of the watershed, from the Andes, and they come down and they cross important urban centers and crosses the whole city of Lima and different districts. So the purpose is to have some canalization in the Rímac River of 66.8 of river defenses, and also dikes in 19 galleys, and also the building of longitudinal constructions of canalization in the galleys. The design of the projects involve an estimated amount of 30,457,000 sol. This also is for both projects. So the budget involves the two projects of investment that we have decided according to the public investment system called Invierte Perú, and this is a referential amount. The general purpose of these projects is to accomplish high quality design, accomplish the building and design in the foreseen time, and the solution proposed by the contractor coming from the projects of pre-investment or the studies of pre-investment added to their experience can be executable projects in the following phase and also comply with the Peruvian legislation and also are viable according to the budget. Thank you very much. So we're looking forward for your participation in this invitation, and all the information that you may need is going to be on the webpage of the ARCC. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Néstor Fuertes. And as I said, we have gathered the questions from the public during this transmission in our Facebook and YouTube account. So next we have Mirna Sairi Tupac, the representative of Integrated Solutions of ARCC. And also we have Nick from the UKDT who will answer the questions. I'm going to read the questions now. First question. For Mirna Sairi Tupac, representative of the Integrated Solutions of ARCC, what's the estimated time to complete the design? Good morning, everybody. The estimated time to complete the designs of all these projects presented by Néstor is 12 months. Next question for Mr. Nick Barrett, representative of UKDT. Is there a maximum number of companies that can join and form a consortium?
The maximum number is 3, and that's set out in the MU documentation.
Next question for Mrs. Sairi Tupac. The professionals should be in Peru all the time, or can they work remotely? The key personnel responsible of the design should be in Peru. Well, next question for Nick Barrett, representative of UKDT. Can we still register it in the register of interest?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Can I still write my name in the list? Can we record still now in this interest record?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You still have the opportunity to register your interest. If you look at the ARCC website and then follow the link from there, you can register your interest there.
Muy bien.
Very well. Next question for Mirna Sairi Tupac, representative of DSI. During the contract phase, we will manage the acquisition of parcels. In this phase, it is not contemplated the acquisition of soil as part of the liberation of areas. We need a level of development of this study, but without getting to the point of buying land. Next question for Nick Barrett of the UKDT. If I had any difficulty of accessing or understanding the procurement platform, what channel or can I go to write my questions?
If you have any issues in the first instance, obviously send them through the award portal. We have a process whereby you can send any questions through the award portal. If you're having difficulty getting onto the award portal, you can send us an email through the system.
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Siguiente pregunta.
Thank you very much. Next question for Mirna Sairi Tupac. In January this year, we started a process for design and construction of a river defenses of a Rímac River. This process, is it the same as the previous one? No, it's not the same. This is a process exclusively for design. Okay, thank you very much. These were the questions corresponding to this roadshow. We will upload the information of this hiring process in our webpage. There you can find information that can be downloaded, presented in this roadshow, and also the access to the questionnaires and the formats for the interested companies. Also, we will add the videos of the presentations done today in case you want to see it again. We also announced on May 12th at 11 a.m. we will have a Q&A in Facebook and YouTube. All companies that have more questions on these hiring processes can participate in the sessions. And we will have a link here. So you can write your interest there. Thank you very much to everybody participating and to the organizations who are helping us in spreading this event. So you can follow us in Twitter, LinkedIn, and also through these platforms, we will promote all the process of hiring and events like the one we had today. Thank you once again for being with us, and see you next time.
Compunche Perú, Gobierno del Perú.